Mr. Allred.
Thank you very much. And first off, I'd like to thank the Clayton Tribune for hosting this event tonight. It's great that so many citizens came out. I was afraid that after the sheriff's, you guys will all leave, but I'm glad that some of you stayed. My name is Tony Allred. I am president of the Rabun County Chamber of Commerce, and I do seek this position. I wanted to tell you just a little bit about my background. I was born here in Rabun County, right here in Clayton. As a matter of fact, my dad hauled us away from here after World War II, so I didn't get the opportunity to grow up here very much, but I have spent a lot of time. We spent all my summers here with my grandmother, and we came back frequently. This has always been my home. My brother laid half the carpet in Rabun County, I think, and my Uncle Charles opened the package store up toward Sky Valley and helped start Valley Fire Department. So we have a lot of history here, and I say that to let you know that it is truly something that I love. This place is unbelievably good, and I want to make it even better. What do I believe in? I believe in fair and open government. I believe that the people's voice should be heard, and I believe that there is really no limit to what can be done if we work together and if we don't care who gets the credit.
Thank you, Mr. Allred. Mr. Nichols.
Well, I am County Commissioner for Post 1 at this time. Learned a lot over the last 7 years. Enjoyed being a County Commissioner. Love to have the opportunity to serve one more time. I'd love to have the opportunity to serve one more time. Love the county. Been here all my life. My wife, children's here. I just love being a part of Rabun County and want to make it a better place. Doing that for being a county commissioner.
Mr. Cohee.
Good evening, everybody. I want to thank again the city of Clayton for hosting this event along with the Clayton Tribune. And I want to thank everybody for being here tonight because this is about you. This is your voice and your government. And it's great to see great attendance out here. A little bit about me. Came to Rabun County when I was 6 months old. My mom came here to work in Burlington plant. Went to elementary school at Tiger Elementary until 4th through 6th, got moved to Clayton Elementary. We're sitting in the library where I used to go and look at books. And Buff Green used to chase me down through those hallways through there many times. I am a 2002 graduate of Rabun County High School. Many of you guys, if you turn on Sky 96.3 on a Friday night, you're going to hear my voice. I'm the voice of the Wildcats. I am voted vice chair of the Rabun County Republican Party. I resigned to run for this office. I'm a former vice chair of the Clayton Rabun Water Authority and member of the Rabun County Water Authority. And I look forward to speaking some issues with these guys tonight. And I'm really glad you guys are here.
Thank you. We shall now begin with the questions. Clerk Byrd.
Gentlemen, this question's for all candidates. What is your top priority if elected to the board?
We'll begin with Mr. Cohee.
My top priority is to get the people back involved with the Board of Commissioners office. Right now, it seems like there's a real struggle to take the people's voice out of what's going on over there at the Commissioner's office. From, you have to get on the agenda to be able to speak now. The agenda is a big process where you have to put in a 2-week notice just to come speak to your representatives. That's got to go away. We have to get the people's voice back in there. We need to start Skyping all the meetings so you can watch it at your own leisure. You can have it. You can have it on. You can have it on a website where you can go watch it and find out what's going on with your money. Furthermore, we've got to do something with the problems going on between our county seat and our county government right now. I think I'm uniquely qualified to do that. No one can get a grant in this community right now. That's one of my biggest priorities, is to make sure that we bridge that gap between the city of Clayton and the county. And I know that I can do that.
Thank you, Mr. Cohee. Mr. Nichols.
Repeat the question, please.
Sure. What is your top priority if elected to the board?
My top priority as an elected official in Rabun County is to serve the people of Rabun County, not just one group, but all people throughout the county. And it does mean working with other municipalities and individuals, whatever it takes to best serve the county. The Board of Commissioners is a little different situation than running a business or I say running a business. Most people look at it like, a lot of folks want to look at it like a business where you make money, but it's not necessarily that way. It's a service-based situation. The people of the county want to be served we need to serve them at an affordable rate where everybody can afford.
Mr. Allred.
Thank you. All around us, you look around the mountains, all around us, communities are coming together to work to find new and creative ways to improve the life of their citizens. One community, Blairsville, just across the mountain over there, they were recently called out in Georgia Trend magazine for the excellent work they had done bridging the gap between the government and the non-government entities within the county. Another community in Douglas County has just loaded a bus up with 40 people, local community leaders. They're headed to Tennessee, to a little town up there called Franklin. It is known as America's favorite Main Street, one of the fastest growing cities in the South, one of the best places to live and raise children. They loaded those people up so they could go learn what was happening. They did it across the border. Community governments, local business leaders, and nonprofits all working together. That's what I want to do. I want to bring that kind of leadership and cooperation to the county.
Thank you. Ms. Werkheiser?
This is a question for all three of you. What is here we go.
Just speak up.
What is the Rabun County government's role in differentiating us from the rest of the small North Georgia towns seeking the same tourism dollars?
Mr. Nichols?
We have a lot to offer. We have a lot of federal land that's popular with people. We just got a popular place to be, but as far as putting your finger on one thing, it's kind of hard to do. We also have to consider with all of what we're talking about here is there's a little more to Rabun County than just tourist dollars. And I think we have to consider that in whatever we do.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Mr. Allred?
There are two parts to this answer. Number one is tourism is obviously a low-hanging fruit. We have worked at the Chamber of Commerce with other entities within the county, such as the Tourism Development Association, both here in Clayton and in Dillard and others, to make sure that we are attractive and available to those people. We advertise outside the county, and we work hard to make sure that tourists come here. It's sort of the easy solution to a community's problem. But more than that, we need to attract entrepreneurs and young families to Rabun County so that we can develop a true economic long-term base. And that's equally as important.
Mr. Cohee?
You know, I think the biggest part's already been done. God made this the number one county in the state of Georgia or in the world as far as I'm concerned. You know, I walked the gorge this Saturday. But no one can compete with that. When you talk about tourism, no one can compete with that. But I agree with what both these guys are saying. You've got to bring businesses in here that are tourist friendly. Not that we don't have tourist friendly businesses, but folks that, you know, come in here and they've got kids and everything else. And one of the things we've got to do with that is they don't want to come in and read in the Clayton Tribune that we're having a water fight amongst ourselves. The biggest thing, and I said it last week at the debate, and the Tribune found it to be true, we're losing jobs and we're losing businesses because of this water fight. It's got to come to an end. So that's where you start attacking that whole thing, tourism, to jobs, to everything else. It all starts with us stop fighting each other. Stop pulling money from one pocket to the other to pay for lawyers.
Thank you, Mr. Cohee. Clark?
This question is for candidate Nichols and Allred. What lessons were learned from the financial loss of the Tallulah Gorge Skywalk celebration that can be applied to the Tourism Development Authority's plans for a celebration of the upcoming eclipse?
We'll begin with Mr. Allred.
I think that accountability is extremely important. And when you're involved in the planning of something as large and as expensive as that event was, it just appeared to me that the commission did not get involved at a level that they should have been. Perhaps we could have mitigated some of the losses. I'm sure that we will claim great success from that event, as we should, and move forward with it. I hope that at least some of that money will pay off for us in the long run. But the county commission's involvement in those kind of events, I think, could help.
Mr. Nichols?
Just another situation where tourism is not the answer for sometimes it falls short. So we have to look at more things than just that and to move very carefully from here on out in situations like that.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols.
Let's give this baby a try. Hey, it's working. What is your vision of that? This is for all of you. What is your vision of Rabun County's future?
Mr. Cohee.
Ravens County's future is going to be just as bright as the past, as long as we watch what we're doing and stop fighting with each other, and we start coming together as a community. This community has the best people, the best land, and everything else, the best school system, and all we have to do is stop fighting amongst ourselves and come together. Our future looks bright. Our highways fixing to expand. We have everything here to offer jobs from a great school system. You want to talk about folks that are moving here? They care. Everybody that comes here and brings a business here, they care about their kids and having a great education. They care about their kids and being raised with values. We've got all that here, and that our future is going to be bright, and it is anybody's future. We've got all the tools we need to build a strong community, and all we have to do is pull on the same rope together and stop pulling against each other. That's what it all boils down to.
Mr. Nichols.
Repeat the question, please.
What is your vision of Rabun County's future?
When I become county commissioner, was elected the first time, this is not really what I picture myself doing sometimes. But I've got 2 children, and most all the investments I've made in my life has been right here in Rabun County. So whatever I've got going forward, rests in Rabun County. And I want to see it be all it can be and at an affordable rate. And that's what's important to me.
Mr. Allred.
One of my favorite expressions is progress or change is inevitable, but progress is optional. And if we don't plan for our change, what we will see is haphazard growth. It's coming. Things will change in this county. There's no denying it. It will happen. There's nothing we can do to prevent it. Whether the change is good or not depends on how well we plan, how well we implement, and how well we work together. And again, it doesn't, I think there's no limit to what we can do if we work together and if we don't care who gets the credit.
Thank you.
Okay. Gentlemen, this question is for all candidates. Would you consider contracting with a commercial broker to lease the business park space, or do you advocate the current business model?
Mr. Nichols.
I would consider that. It would take a lot of research, looking through it. I'm not ruling anything out to bring a job opportunity to Rabun County. A good job that does not decrease our community.
Mr. Cohee.
I completely think that in some way you have to market that business part with somebody that has incentive to put folks in there, and that their pay is somewhat dependent on getting folks in there. So absolutely, whether it be a broker or real estate agents here in Rabun County, you know, well, you've got to give people an incentive to bring business in here, and absolutely, what I would advocate to find any kind of business relationship like that.
Mr. Allred.
Yeah, all of the above. You do everything you can to lease a space. It's a challenge. You guys know that. When the decision was made in this county to take on that debt and to make that an opportunity, a growth opportunity, nobody predicted that this recession was going to hit us as hard and last as long as it has. So we couldn't foresee that. But we're in it, and we need to do everything we can, whether it's contracting out, use what we've got, just keep the pedal to the metal. And there is great incentive. Trust me, those guys feel the pressure up there every day. I work with them closely, and they feel the pressure. But it is a huge challenge.
This is a question for all 3 of you. What other boards, authorities, or organizations do you serve?
Mr. Allred.
Wow. Well, I'm obviously president of the Rabun County Chamber of Commerce, where I'm very pleased to hold that position and to work hard for this community. And as a member of that organization, I get out a lot and work closely with a number of organizations. I have been an integral part of Trout Unlimited here, been their treasurer, been a member of that organization. I have I work with Community Partnership here, I work with Community Pantry here, and I am a student minister for about the last 10 years. Have that on my resume as well.
Mr. Cohee.
I am a member of the Rabun County Water and Sewer Authority. That's the only board locally that I'm on.
Mr. Nichols.
I had come off the Development Authority Board just a few months ago. Right now, no other board other than the Board of Commissioners. I had just come off the Development Authority Board a few months ago. I'm on no other boards than Board of Commissioners.
Okay. Mr. Cohee, this question is for you. How will your experience as Clayton's appointee on the Rabun County Water and Sewer Authority benefit you as a commissioner? And if elected, would you be stepping down from that authority?
Absolutely, I'll be stepping down from that authority. And I think that makes me uniquely qualified because I've seen it from both sides. I've seen, the animosity from both angles. I've went from a water authority meeting where I was outvoted by everybody just about in there to a city council meeting where they weren't real happy with me either. Because, I can see the middle ground. And so I definitely believe, I've got a great working relationship with the mayor of the city of Clayton and with every council member with the city of Clayton. I've been appointed twice by the city of Clayton. But also, it takes more than just the city of Clayton. I can work good with other commissioners and also the city of Dillard's council people, the city of Sky Valley council people, the city of Blue Falls. I know folks all throughout our community that I know we can bring together because it's going to be more than just Clayton and the county need to come together. We all have to come together.
This is a question for all three of you. What is your suggested remedy for the current stalemate between Rabun County and the city of Clayton regarding the water service delivery strategy?
Mr. Nichols.
This has been an ongoing situation. Somewhat, I guess it's a stumbling block for me when you look at the lawsuits the city suffers monthly. And trying to be good stewards of what we have in this county, that can be very difficult for me to see past as far as working together. That's something that needs to be corrected for us all to move forward. So we've run into a situation a time or two where it hurt us in the process of getting grants, which where we're at right now is back to that because we do not have the ability to seek grants.
Mr. Allred.
This is one of those situations where Rabun County has become a microcosm of the larger world. We have sides who have chosen up. They have drawn hard lines in the sand, and it doesn't appear that compromise is on the horizon. I've not been a part of those discussions to this point. I have studied it and looked at it, and it is my belief that the only way to change that, to make improvement in that, is to change some of the faces at the table. If you get some new people with some new ideas who are willing to compromise and work with others, I think that we can make progress, and we have to make progress. It needs to be done.
Mr. Cohee.
First thing you have to start with is communication. That's not going on right now. The only communication is going to be between lawyers the way at the current track. The county and the city of Clayton have got to come to the table together, and if it takes, if I'm elected, me and Jordan Green back there locking ourselves in a room until we come up with a solution that works for everybody, then that's what we do. But you have to communicate because we're on the same team, and it's not like it's us versus ISIS or us versus even Alabama or Tennessee. We're all in the same boat, guys, and we're putting holes in our own boat.
Thank you.
This is a question for Mr. Allred and Mr. Cohee. What is the strength of the Board of Commissioners and what is its weakness?
Mr. Cohee.
The strength is, I think every one of those guys are good guys. They were raised very well. I think that they have what they believe is the best decisions. They've made the best decisions, and I don't think there's any malice. I think they're strong Christian men. The weakness is, for whatever reason, they have decided that they want to go down the route of not communicating with the people and not communicating with other entities. Like I said, when you've got the county essentially bullying the county seat here out of their SPLOST dollars. I mean, think about that for just a minute. Folks walk into a business establishment on a sidewalk in the city of Clayton, and they pay SPLOST money, and then the county decides at the courthouse that they're not going to give any of that money back to that city. That's wrong. That's dead wrong.
Mr. Allred.
I agree that the strength of our commission lies in the honesty and integrity of the people who are there. They do a good job of managing the money. They have, over the past few years, been able to build up our treasury quite well. So we are financially in very good condition. Their weakness lies in what they don't do. I have been in a number of initiatives in the last few years with the Chamber of Commerce where we reached out to other organizations to try to make progress, to communicate, to talk. Really hard to get somebody from the commission to come to those meetings and attend, much less lead them, which is what they should be doing.
Thank you. Mr. Nichols, would you like 30 seconds to rebut either of those claims? Clerk.
Okay. Commissioner Nichols, this question's for you. What is your greatest accomplishment as a sitting commissioner?
Well, been commissioner over the last 7 years. I think Rabun County's came through some very difficult times. That's not necessarily due to me. That's due to good board members, good department heads, and a community that have worked with the government. And I think, to me, that's one of the greatest things we've accomplished. I would love to see a water system in Rabun County that serves everyone in Rabun County. We need to be looking at the whole county, not just a group of people, but try to serve everyone in the county. And whatever we do, that's my goal, and I think we've tried to do that as a board of commissioners.
This is a question for all three of you. As a commissioner, you are a representative of the people's voice. However, not every decision will please everybody. Tell us how you'll make difficult decisions and how will you deal with criticism that might follow.
Mr. Allred.
If you've been in business for a long time, if you've been successful in business, you always deal with difficult decisions and you always have criticism for what you do. I've discovered over my life that there's not always one correct answer for every problem. You can make pretty much most things work if you're working together and you really are working toward a goal. I just think that Cricket, was there more to that question?
Just how you'll make difficult decisions and how you will deal with what criticism.
Yeah, I don't worry about the criticism. We make the best decisions we can and we let the chips fall where they may.
Mr. Cohee.
I think that the office we're seeking, there are going to be critical decisions that need to be made, and there are going to be folks that aren't happy with it. The main thing is you got to listen to their side of it, and you got to take the time to listen to them. And if you really do that, and they felt like they've been listened to, most folks aren't going to be too critical of it, because everybody has a difference of opinion. That's not an issue. No one's ever going to agree 100% on everything, no matter who you are. But if you listen to them and you hear them out, and they feel like they have a voice in their government, then they're going to be fine.
Mr. Nichols.
Repeat the question, please.
As a commissioner, you are a representative of the people's voice. However, not every decision will please everybody. Tell us how you'll make difficult decisions and how you will deal with what criticism might follow.
Now, that's certainly a part of the job. My mindset is, if you're making everybody happy, you're lying to somebody. So, I mean, that's just the bottom line. So, the criticism, that's part of the job, fellas. That's all I can tell you. And that's just part of it. You have to move forward. And you have to choose to work with people, even when you disagree with them on one subject, but you move forward on another one and do what's best for the people in the county.
That brings us to the end of our question and answer time. We'll now move on to closing statements, beginning with the incumbent, Will Nichols.
I just like to say I appreciate each and every one coming out tonight. I'm no glamorous speaker nor a glamorous person, I love Rabun County, I love the people of the county, want to do what's best for the county. And, you know, that's the bottom line. I don't want to be your commissioner, I want to be your neighbor. When I say that, I'm no better than anybody in this room. And if you want to vote for me, I appreciate it, and I'll do my best to serve you. And if you elect me as county commissioner, I will do my best to conduct the business of the county. That's kind of some of this stuff we've got into lately with this. The public feels like they're not listened to or not being fairly treated about these meetings. A public meeting is a public meeting. I was elected to take care of county business. That's what I need to do when I come into a public meeting, is take care of business. It's that simple. And I appreciate your support. I hope you get your vote. And I love Rabun County.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Mr. Allred.
Thank you. Thank you guys again for coming out here. It's an honor to even run for this position. I truly believe that Rabun County can be great. I said 10 years ago or 8 years ago when the financial crunch really hit the skids and our unemployment rate was so high. I said, you know, this economy will come back, but if we don't have a good plan, we'll be the last to know. And if you travel around the mountains and look in the other communities, you'll see growth everywhere. We've got growth here. We've got a lot of people making good investments in Rabun County, finally. But we are about the last to know. I have great optimism that will continue. I want to be a part of that growth. I want to be a part of the county coming together to create opportunities for entrepreneurs and young families to move here. I want us to work hard on tourism, and I want us to work hard to fill that building in the northern part of the county. That's what I stand for. I believe in open government. I promise you that I'm accessible, and I look forward to serving.
Mr. Cohee.
I want to again thank everybody for being here. You know, if I'm lucky enough to be elected commissioner, I can't wait to get to work to bridge the gap between the city of Clayton and the county. And I also can't wait to bridge the gap between the county and the folks that are out there listening and the ones paying the bills. Guys, we've made, in my view, some bad investments here lately. We've got some empty buildings that are sitting costing us millions of dollars. And yet our county employees can't even get their family benefits paid for. They're having to leave and go somewhere else. That's got to come to a stop. We got to start making better decisions. And that's what I'm running for. That's my platform. And I really would appreciate your vote and your prayers. And thank you for coming today.
This concludes the Clayton Tribune's debate for Rabun County Commissioner Post 1. We would like to thank Mr. Nichols, Mr. Allred, and Mr. Cohee for their participation. Special thanks again to panelists Cricket Workheiser and Clark Bird, our live audience, and those viewing on our live stream.